Greg Best was a fierce competitor in the world of show jumping. He was an Olympian, won 2 silver medals, and now he's become a top trainer. We're at a clinic where we're going to meet Greg and hopefully pick up a few tips for you. So Greg, thank you so much for your time. We like to start in the beginning. Tell us about your beginnings. Were you addicted to horses at a young age? Did you know you were going to be a famous show jumper?
When I was young, my mother was the driver behind my getting started with the horses. And it was a weekend hobby for my family, my sister, my father. My mother and I, we went to horse shows on the weekend, and that was about the extent of the involvement when I was young. As I got older, I guess once I graduated from college in particular, I started to be the driver. And
things changed.
Yeah, got pretty into it at that stage.
Mm-hmm.
And sort of the rest is history, as they say, a little bit. And my life is still very involved with horses, but in a very different capacity now with coaching.
Now, you came on the scene as a young rookie, and you went from a rookie to an Olympic rider. Did you have some mentors along the way? Did you have a secret formula to make that happen?
My career went very quickly from 0 to the top.
Yeah.
And it was a really exciting time for me. My mother was my coach until I was about 15, and then a fellow, Frank Chapeau, was my coach after that through the Olympics and World Games. And he was a real motivator for me. He was a very tough individual, but fair.
Tell us about being an Olympic rider. What was that like? Can you remember those? It had to be amazing.
Yeah, so the Olympics at this stage, because it was now 23 years ago.
Yes.
Well, it's all a bit of a blur, really. I look at the photos and I kind of think, well, I guess that must have been me. It looks an awful lot like me.
Yes.
But it was obviously great times. It was a dream come true. I think anybody that rides horses at a young age dares to dream about going to the Olympics at some stage. And I can't say that I was any different than that. I was just lucky enough to be able to realize that dream.
Now, you had a very special horse in your life named Gem Twist. Can you tell us a little bit about that horse?
Gem and I had a terrific relationship, and I can say that the greatest thing that I ever did in riding was not ruin a horse that was born a great horse. He was always terrific. I was lucky enough to start him and get him going right from the beginning. So I think that was also part of why our relationship worked so well, is that he only knew me as a rider, and we developed together. So I think that there's a lot to be said for that.
Now, during those years, people were importing European horses, and they were saying, oh, European horses are the best, but here Gem Twist was born and bred in the U.S.
The Gem Twist, being a thoroughbred, has certainly impressed me from the point of view that I still love a good thoroughbred. I still don't believe that you can beat them. It's just that there's nobody here producing thoroughbreds. The European imports started just about the time that Gem and I were going, and certainly now nobody's doing thoroughbreds at all. It's all the European warm bloods, most of them still imported, because I still think that this is a market in this country where people want immediate gratification.
Yeah.
So they would rather go to Europe and buy something that's going than try to breed something or buy something young and try to develop it.
Now, you got an offer from New Zealand, and you now live in New Zealand, and you're a coach there. What is it about New Zealand that took you there?
I just love the people. The country is a beautiful place, but I would say that it's the culture and the people that really attract me the most. And it's a good balance for me going back and forth.
Yes.
I come back over here and get to fill one part of myself with what I have over here, and at home have a very, very different life. When I go home, I'm a husband, a farmer, and the father to a decrepit old fat Labrador.
It sounds like a great balance.
It is.
So you give clinics all over the country,
Mm-hmm.
and are you seeing Olympic caliber riders and horses?
I see riders at all levels. I see the very young kids on up to older amateurs, and meet some really, really special people that fit in between those two age brackets that are very talented people. Riders that have had Olympic success in the past, and lots of riders that I'm sure will have Olympic success in the future.
One of the things that I know you really stress in your clinics is the connection between the horse and rider,
Mm-hmm.
that team.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any tip that you can give our viewers to take away about that?
I think I'm a very strong advocate for the horse in my clinics, and trying to get people to understand things from the horse's point of view. I know at the professional level, a lot of people act as if almost like the horse is a machine.
Mm.
And they're not. They're very unique individuals. And I think we have to understand that about them and encourage them in unique ways. Some, as I say, as a teacher, some people need a good kick in the seat and others need a pat on the back, and horses are very much the same way. And there's nothing wrong with getting after a horse a little bit if they're naughty, but I think a lot of times positive reinforcement is important too. But that connection, that chemistry between horse and rider is something that is so undefinable, just like it is between two people.
Right.
And it's something that, it's a wonderful thing when it works.
Yes. Well, you've got a few students behind us that are anxious for your time, so thank you so much for being a part of Equine VIP.
Thank you.